You guys, it's 9. Hey, welcome. Look, I love seeing people trickle in. Let's go. It's Friday night. We are third to last Dino 101. We'll get into that. You guys, we start in earnest always at 9:03 in these first 3 minutes. We'd love to know where you are and what you are drinking. Drop that in the chat. Kristina, you go first. Where are you? What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm so excited about it this week. Okay, I'm in Brooklyn, New York, and I have a beer called Outcrop for all of us who like to do work with strata. I have Outcrop. This is from Drownlands in Warwick, New York. Highly recommend.
Nice, nice. Per usual, I'm drinking my Maker's Ginger out of a beaker that I have stolen from the New York Hall of Science because don't tell anyone, I'm a classy individual. Shaena, I'm bringing you on just for a hot second. Where are you and what are you drinking?
Hi, everybody. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. It was 101 degrees today, and I'm having a Barclays Peanut Butter Cup Porter.
Ooh.
It's good.
Fancy. Yo, shouts to Daniel in Ohio. What's up, Akron? I'm from Columbus. I've been to Akron a couple times. Good place, good place.
Shout out to Kate. It's Kate's birthday.
Kate's that is right. You have a whole birthday situation. Hold on. I took notes because it is someone's birthday and there's a whole squad. Crap, I forgot. Yeah, Kate, your whole squad is here for your birthday? I guess you already just did it. You already just said it. You guys in the chat, it's Kate with a C. How dare you? How dare you? I'm so, Kate, let us know in the chat, how many of your squad did you bring? And I love that you guys decided this is what we're doing for Kate's birthday party.
I love it.
Listen, Kristina, new rule we didn't talk about for tonight. Anytime anyone says the name Kate, you have to drink. We'll just get the ball rolling right now. Happy birthday, Kate.
It counts if it's in the chat, but only if it's with a C.
I'd be so, you get so drunk. There we go. Kate, I'm glad you're here. I was looking what I wrote down to see if you have like more details. I don't have an age. I don't know where you are, but that's okay.
Me?
No, Shane, I know who you are.
Oh.
Kate, I don't know which birthday of Kate's this is or where she's gone. 34 Chicago. Oh. Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Samantha.
Is there a chat without a C? Toby asks. It's just very important to me as a Kristina with a K that everyone gets their right sounding letter.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's amazing how many times that we don't. So don't get it twisted. We can ignore. No, you cannot do that. We all know that the chat counts for sipping.
Uh-oh. Kristina.
Yes, in the hat. Hello.
Shaena, I'm making you disappear for a second. Don't worry. We're going to bring you back in a minute. I promise. Promise. Kristina, you know what time it is?
Dino time.
It's Dino time. It's 9:03. All right. I'm going to get rid of you for a hot second as well. You guys, it is 9:03. It is Friday night. I believe it is May. Let me check real fast. May 14th. That is correct. I bring this up because we are in our final month of Dino 101. So we have tonight, we have next Friday, and then finally the last Friday in May. So this is the third to last Dino 101 of all time, which is a little bit sad, but also it makes me even more excited to just nerd out hard with you guys for these last 3 weeks in May before we have a graduation ceremony, basically. If this is your first time at Dino 101, where have you been, first of all? But secondly, thank you for joining us. Sincerely, we're glad you're here. If this is not your first time at Dino 101, buckle up, you fucking weirdos. I'm so happy you are back. Tonight, we have an actual real-life trained PhD paleontologist who's helped name and describe a new species very recently. We're going to get into that in a minute. But first, we have some very important drinking rules. You guys know how we do. And to do that, I must go to my co-hostess with the mostest, a woman whose diorama I saw today, and she's still coming out of the cave and doing just fine, both in real life and in the diorama. You're like the relish, the mustard, the ketchup, whatever you put on your hot dog to make it palatable. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristina Gustovich. There you go. You're going to air horn yourself. What's up, Kristina? Tell us what we are drinking to tonight.
Hey, welcome. Welcome back. Everything tonight is just as interactive as you want it to be. We're going to have dino facts, of course. There will be polls and games. And pop off in the chat below if you have a question about anything, reaction to anything as we go along. Just another bit of Zoom business. We're recording tonight. Yes, we are. We're recording tonight. So if you don't want your face to be part of that, you can turn off your video down in that direction. All right, put the kids to bed. We're about to drink to some dinos. So if you are drinking with us tonight, you will take a sip when you hear anything about a bird, because birds are dinos. You'll take a drink. 2, because we're corny and cheesy, if you hear a dad joke, you'll take a drink. So that also counts if you see someone put one in the chat. So maybe have water on hand as well. And then our special rule for tonight, because we are thinking about our favorite DILFs, the dinos we would like to find but have not yet been found. Anytime you hear the word speculative, you'll take a
practice for that. Boom. All right, lots of speculative talk tonight. I'm not gonna celebrate it too much right now because I'm sure we're gonna say speculative a lot. Kristina, we should probably start with the poll per usual. This is a class. These are the hardest air quotes I've ever thrown up. This is a class. So we're gonna start with our attendance poll because, like I said, Dino 101 is slowly coming to an end. We're curious to know, how do you feel about Dino 101 coming to an end? A, do you feel absolutely inconsolably upset? B, a little sad? C, it's bittersweet, but it's time? D, this is your first Dino 101, so maybe ask you again in 45 minutes. Or E, I wish I could weigh in, but I lack the emotional capacity to feel what many would consider to be normal human emotions. Please vote now. Oh, wow. We have a lot of very inconsolable people.
Very absolutely inconsolably upset. Oh, boy. Next week will just be an hour of consoling.
It's just hugs and ASMR. I like that. Whoa, you know what? I will say our voter turnout, in your face democracy, like writ large democracy, 95% voter turnout, 96%. This is great. I'm ready to end the poll. It appears as though everyone is just sobbing inconsolably, will soon be staring out a window into the rain by themselves. But you know, all great things have to come to an end. All right, it is time to reintroduce our very special guest for She is, I think this is a third time returning champion. Is that right, Kristina? I think maybe third time returning champion. She is a paleontologist who went to school at the same school you did, Kristina, at the Richard Gilder Graduate School at the American Museum of Natural History, which I was at today. And it's as great as always. You got the air horn ready? You got the air horn ready?
I
do. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaena Montanari. There it is. Oh, yeah. Hi, Shaena. You're in Phoenix, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Shaena, you know how this goes. We're going to play Dino or Not a Dino in a second. But before we do that, I'm really excited to introduce today's Dino of the day, because usually we pick one kind of like at random we haven't talked about in a while, or one that like is the favorite of the guest expert. Now, I know that generally speaking, your favorite is the raptor, or at least the group of raptors known as Dromaeosaurs. But today, you told me about a brand new dinosaur. I'm actually going to ask you to give us the quick, like, why and how this thing even exists at this point, as I show what I thought to be like a little bit of a hint for this gallery. So before you describe this, Shaena, if this is your first time at Dino 101, we have a Dino of the day because we tasked you, if you choose to draw and render this dino during our 45 minutes to an hour. And at the end, we go around the room, everyone shares out their paleo art renditions. Now, this is just like an outline of a Dromaeosaur. That's the raptor family. And please butt in at any point, Shaena, but I absolutely love that you called this Shri Devi, because apparently in Sanskrit, this is a female protector who rides a horse across an ocean of blood while on a saddle of flayed human skin, holding a book of law and the dice of fortune. So ladies, however you want to incorporate any of that, that is your Dino of the day. You need to depict Shri Devi somehow. And I love this, Shaena, because you mentioned there aren't like, no paleo artists have done renderings of this newly described dino. So tonight, you're going to first time see paleo art renderings of Shri Devi.
That's great. I suggested this so you would all do work for us, which is nice because we don't have a picture of this one yet. So this was a dinosaur that was found in the Gobi Desert years ago, not by me, but by people on the Mongolian expedition that go out from AMNH every year. And yeah, Mark Norrell and Alan Turner, who's another paleontologist at Stony Brook, and myself worked on this. I worked on this a really long time ago, so I vaguely even remember it. It was another lifetime ago. It was during my how long ago did I work on it? Was about I don't know, like 10 years ago.
And when was it published finally?
Well, a few months ago.
Okay. It takes a minute.
It took a long time. It didn't need to take that long probably, but there were some holdups. So yeah, it finally got published recently. Actually, a funny story about this fossil was that I had it when I was finishing my PhD in my office, right after I finished my PhD in 2012. And the window on that part of the museum felt like got sucked out during Superstorm Sandy. And I had to go run in and like save this fossil because it almost got destroyed. So that's how long it was sitting on my desk for. But Alan Turner is the one who did most of the good work on this. So yeah, so it's from Mongolia and it has a name that is an homage to Tibetan Buddhist tradition, which is something that we all got really interested in working in Mongolia, especially Mark Norell.
Oh, hell yeah. Mongolia might be the most underrated, like just for the general public to think about where dinosaurs, the cool dinosaurs come from. Mongolia is so underrated, so underrated. All right. Now that you guys know our dino of the day, Sri Devi, this is I believe the third time, Shaena, you are going to compete in everyone's favorite game, Dino or Not a Dino. Are you nervous? Are you confident? How are you feeling?
No, I get nervous every time because I mean, I might mess one up, but that's okay. But nothing can match up. The first time you did it was the best one because you thought of the best theme, I thought. So let's say I'm excited to see what it is tonight.
I'd like to refresh everyone's memory. Well, actually, before you do that, so the way this game works is I'm going to read you a list of 10 different animals, some of which are real dinosaurs, some of which I've totally made up. Your job is to discern the real dinosaurs from the fake. If you need it, the chat is sometimes helpful. I'm happy to spell any of these. And like you just mentioned, always a theme for the made up ones. What was the theme for the made up ones the first time you did this?
The first time it was University of North Carolina basketball players, which that's where I went to college. So that was a perfect one for me. And it took me like a little while to start getting it too, which was I was even better.
It's better that way. All right, enough small talk. Here we go. 10 animals, dino or not a dino. Literally everyone in the world's favorite game. Animal number 1. Goyocephaly. Goyocephaly.
No.
Yes, Goyocephaly is a real dinosaur.
Really?
Rough start for an actual paleontologist.
What is that?
Okay.
I never heard of that, obviously.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry. That's actually a good reminder. There's actually a theme, Shaena, for the actual dinosaurs as well.
Okay.
I really went above and beyond today. But you're 0 for 1. Next, Mesopteryx. Mesopteryx. Mesapteryx. Mesopteryx.
Yes.
Okay. Your answer is yes.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur.
That is incorrect. That is not a dinosaur. You're 0 for 2. This is a tough start, but I think we're going to get there. Thank you, whoever wrote that in the chat. There's no O, though.
I thought it might have been from Maceras. Oh, damn it. Now I know. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Graciliceratops. Graciliceratops.
Yes.
Yes, that is a dinosaur. Well done. Okay. Next, Eumecephaly.
Okay, no. Now I know. Okay, guys.
Don't spoil it for everyone. Okay. So wait, was that a yes or a no?
No, it is not.
No, that is correct. All right. 2 and 2. Next, Tarchia. 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 Tarchia.
Yes.
No one in the chat is helping. That is a dinosaur. That is correct. You're now 3 and 2, halfway there. Erketu.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew that one.
Okay, you know that one. I like that you're not even giving people in the chat a chance to be like, listen, I know this one. Erketu. True. That is a dino. Wow. After an 0-2 start, you've gotten 4 in a row. You're 4 and 2. Next, Pioriornyx. Pioriornyx.
Okay, what do you? I'm gonna phone a chat. What do you guys think? Yes or no?
Do you want to spell it?
Pure, yeah, no. I think pure, yeah. I think no.
I think you are correct. That is not a dino.
That's
5 and 2. Prototempiornis. Prototempiornis. Is that?
I don't think so. No. No, everyone says no.
Awesome. Correct. You're now 6 and 2. You've already hit 6. That's the low bar you have to pass. So the rest, this is just extra credit. Prototempiornis next. These are the last 2. Garudamimus. Garudamimus.
Yes.
Is that?
Yes. Yes.
That is correct. Garudamimus is a dinosaur. Wow. All right. After You started 0-2. You've gotten 7 in a row. To get 8 out of 10, which is a solid B, Tucson.
No.
No. All right. So please enlighten us. What was the theme for the not dinos?
Cities in Arizona.
Right.
I've been had. You got me.
You won. You didn't get
Yeah,
had.
I know, but I took me a minute. Oh, you always get me.
That's fair. So we had Mesopteryx, so Mesa. We had Yuma Cephaly. We had Peoria, and obviously Pro-Tempe, Tempe, and then last Tucsonodon. But were you able to discern the theme for the actual dinosaurs, which were Goyocephaly, graciliceratops, Tarchia, Erketu, and Garuda-mimus? Do you have any idea what those all have in common?
I don't think so.
Anyone in the chat have any idea?
What they would be?
They are dinos.
These are all dinos.
Ornithischians.
Samantha in the chat just wrote geese, which is a bird, and I haven't drank in a while, so I'm going to take a drink because you said a bird.
Are they named after scientists? Are they found in the same country? Are they named after
Jenna in the chat nailed it.
Found in the same country?
This is Goyocephaly, a tiny pachycephalosaur from Mongolia. This is graciliceratops, a tiny protoceratopsian from Mongolia. This is Tarchia, an ankylosaur from Mongolia. Erketu, obviously a sauropod from Mongolia. And last but not least, Garuda-mimus, a type of Dinochirus, a related Dinochirus, also from Mongolia. These are all Mongolian dinosaurs.
I should have known that. Erketu, I do remember that was Norell and my friend Dan did that, described that one. I should have known. You got me again.
Daniel in the chat, those are some fucking cute dinosaurs. You were absolutely right. Why do
I
you
was
think?
just taken with the people for scale. We have the business guy complete with a briefcase. We got high heels on. I just am tickled by these.
This really is one of my favorite paleo artists because they give you location, the time, the clade, and also each scale model is just very different and weird. I like that sometimes it's an animal. Why not? Why not? All right. Hey, Kristina, it was your idea to entitle and talk about this episode as DILFs, which we all know stands for, obviously, Dinosaurs I'd Like to Find. But doing the research, we figured out there's a lot of other acronyms that are also DILF. And that brings us to our second poll, which of course is, which is your favorite other thing, other than Dinosaurs I'd Like to Find, that DILF stands for? Is it dodos I'd like to film, designs I'd like to fabricate, dominoes I'd like to fell, dissenters I'd like to flagellate, or whatever, we're at the end of this, dicks I'd like to forget? Please vote now.
We promised you we'd raise the bar on these polls every week, and I don't think we've let you down.
Shaena, you can vote because you're a co-host, but how would you vote, Shaena?
Oh,
You're like, no comment. I think
no comment.
I see some pained looks on some faces. I think, unfortunately, maybe some of us are going through, unfortunately, remembering the dicks we'd like to forget.
I mean, Richard Nixon, never mind. Never mind. We have only 88% of the vote. Not that this could really sway it. Apparently, you guys, your minds are in the same gutter ours are. Makes sense. Makes sense. A lot of people would like to film a dodo. That'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool. And they're a bird, so take a sip if you like.
Okay. It's time we get into this. Did I share these results? Did you guys see these already? Yeah, good. All right. It is time. You ready to do some science? Let's do some science. Bye for a moment, Kristina, just for a hot second. So, Shaena, you have a PhD in paleontology. You have, in your own words, scoured the globe in search of the dopest of fossils, as evidenced by what I think is one of the illest fieldwork photos ever that I will always share whenever I'm talking to you, because obviously, so a couple things. What are you up to now? And can you give us the backstory on this photo?
It is the best photo. I'm glad that you keep trotting it out because I can't keep doing it myself. That looks, but so I'm glad other people do it. So now I do things like this. So I still talk about paleontology, but actually I'm a journalist now, and I am an investigative journalist now. So I have a new kind of job, but it's fun, and I still get to write about science a lot too. So it's extra fun.
Cool.
And yeah, show the picture again. The people are asking for the picture.
Oh, and they want the picture again? Okay, sorry. There we go. Shaena, why isn't this your background? This should just be your Zoom background.
It was for a while on my desktop because I thought I was cool. So this photo, we were in New Mexico in 2016. Steve Brusati's been on your show before, maybe, but or maybe not, because he's in the UK. He's probably sleeping. But we went to New Mexico in 2016. So we were looking for mammal fossils, and we brought a photographer who was like a fine arts photographer, and he took these awesome photos.
Love it. This is New Mexico. One of my favorite dinosaurs is Coelophysis, New Mexico's own.
Oh yeah, it's awesome out here. Yeah. So.
All right, here we go. It's time to talk about dinosaurs I'd like to find. We're going to talk a lot about speculative behavior, that is during speculative behavior and speculative anatomy. But you wanted to start, and I agreed 100% with America's dinosaur, the T-Rex, because we generally know we have enough T-Rex specimens to know pretty much what at least their bones and generally their body was shaped like, but we don't know so much about the integumentary features on a T-Rex, right? So I'm curious if you can tell us a little bit about like, what do we know other than just straight up bones about not just T-Rex, but like its close relatives and how that might inform our speculation of new finds with respect to T-Rex?
Right. Yeah, I mean, we've found feathers now on so many different dinosaurs and different groups, or not necessarily like what you'd recognize as a bird feather today, but something that would be, an earlier type of feather that may not have meant that the dinosaur was flying, but that it was, using it for insulation, or, we actually not 100% sure what it was used for, but, maybe keeping warm, and it maybe helped them, like when they jumped off a branch, would like stay aloft a little bit longer, kind of like a baby owl. I know that some researchers look at baby owls and fledgling owls to see like, how dinosaurs learned how to fly.
Last time I checked, owls are birds, right?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, birds. Yes, because birds are dinosaurs. So, so we've seen feathers in a lot of different dinosaurs, and we've seen quill knobs on the velociraptor bones, which means that they had these big feathers in there that were attached to their arms. So, we know that a lot of the theropod, the group that T-Rex is a part of, like theropod dinosaurs, did have feathers, but we have not seen a T-Rex with feathers, like anything stuck to it. And I mean, there's a few reasons for that. And one of them is probably just the way, did they have them? Yes or no? I mean, we like to be simple when we talk about evolution. So the simple solution would be yes, they did, because everything around, like anything they're related to did. So that would make sense, but also just the way they're preserved. T-Rex, is from the US, and the way that those fossils are preserved are really different than areas where we typically are able to find feathers, like in China and different preservation environments that preserve more fine scale features like feathers, but we could get lucky.
So okay, there we go. So what do you think? Do you think that T-Rex had feathers? And if so, are we talking like full body coverage? I've heard a lot of people like, oh, there's some maybe just like on the back, or like what are if you had to speculate about what an actual T-Rex looked like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the reason that sometimes they're drawn with like just the feathers around the like kind of the sides of their heads or something is because having feathers, while useful, would be hard to clean and like a lot of energy intensive. So if this huge animal had feathers all over it, it just kind of like adds to the amount of energy that it has to expend cleaning itself and making sure it doesn't get oily. Because when feathers get oily, like you're not as healthy. Like when you see an oily bird, that looks like it hasn't been cleaned itself or been able to get clean, and it's not healthy. So, keeping clean is important. So yeah, I mean, that's probably where the like B on this graphic comes from.
You just said bird again, so I'm going to drink one more time. Shaena, I'm going to ask you in a minute, which one of these you think is either your favorite or like you think might be the most realistic. But before I do that, I obviously am going to open the poll to ask the whole squad to weigh in here. So, of these 4 T-Rexes, I'm curious to know which is your favorite feathered T-Rex. Let me share the screen again. These are our 4 T-Rexes, A, B, C, and D. Of these images, the one that B is actually from AM&H T-Rex Family Tree Exhibition. I'm curious to know which is your favorite of these. Kristina, which is your favorite before we get to Shayna's actual expert take?
I love C because it looks like its arms have been replaced with neck.
It does look like its arms have been replaced with neck. It is, speaking of neck, it's neck and neck between B and C right now. Only a couple votes separate. We only have 82% of the vote in. It's close though. It's close. Shane, now that most people have voted, I'm curious to know, A, which is your favorite? Just like which one looks the coolest, you think? And then B, if it's not that one, which one do you think is probably the most realistic?
I think the one with the white feathers is the coolest. I think D, I guess, because
D?
it just looks like it's
Okay.
wearing a cozy sweater.
Yep.
But I guess it was funny that I said B. Sorry, I spoiled it. But like, because I subconsciously recognized that being from the AMNH exhibit because I've seen it so many times. So, you know, I think that one's cool too. I don't really understand when people say they don't like to see the feathers on T-Rex because it's not as scary. Because like those, I mean, C is really the most terrifying, probably.
I don't think they make it any less terrifying. It looks like most people like D as their favorite. B came in a close second. I like A. That's just me. I don't whether now. Okay, I'm saying I like A. Shaena, which one do you think that B is probably the most realistic?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good. Why not? You know, we can guess, but it probably wasn't anything too intense at that point in like evolutionary history with the amount of feathers on the dinosaurs and how big they were.
So we found evidence for feathers in smaller relatives of T-Rex, like Utyrannus, for instance, right?
Oh yeah. So they're
Yes, yeah. So so the reason I bring this up is like, so we have not found any direct evidence for feathers in a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's a no, but close relatives.
Okay. And so I bring this up because the last time I heard Mark Norell talk about this stuff, it was at the opening of T-Rex in the family tree exhibition. And he brought that up. He's like, you know, we found evidence in close relatives. We have zero evidence in T-Rex. But just like we don't depict Lucy or other Australopithecines without hair, it stands to reason that T-Rex, just like all its relatives, had feathers, just like all primates have some level of hair, T-Rex probably had some level of feathers as well. We just haven't found the direct evidence yet. And that like made me really like, okay, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think I mean, obviously, I usually agree with him. So it's probably where I learned most of my information from.
Cool. All right, so that was our T-Rex speculation. I spent speculation just so I could take a drink. The second thing that you brought up was how cool it would be to find maybe not the oldest dinosaur, but really old dinosaurs. So you were referencing and like hinting at finding Triassic fossils in places and in ages we had not yet found. So I'm curious, Stephanie, this is a Makers and Ginger. Thank you for asking. I'm curious to know if you were to find like a very, very old, one of the first dinosaurs, frankly, in a Triassic, like where would we be looking for the oldest Triassic dinosaurs?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, you know, they've been found mostly in Madagascar is a good spot to look. But we would, you know, anytime we're out like in the Triassic, you know, especially like if you're in the middle, when we're in the middle Triassic in Scotland, for example, when we're looking there, we know there were dinosaurs there and those are pretty early ones. There's just not a lot of dinosaurs from that we found from that age. So, you know, when we would go out in the field, we would be like, wouldn't it be great if we found a theropod tooth today? Like, you know, pushing back like that, you know, you just always like hope that it might be out there. And that was what, you know, that is exactly what some people, you know, thought in Madagascar and in Tanzania and did end up finding stuff. So you just never know. Like
I know this is
petrified forest in Arizona, it would be nice to find a dinosaur.
So I know this is complete conjecture, but like Coelophysis is a relatively old dinosaur. We have a lot of like sauropods, like basal sauropod. I'm just curious, like what do you think could even be possible for us to find that old, like an early ceratopsian or early? You just mentioned like a really, really old theropod. I guess my question is like either what is most likely or what would be like to you really, really cool and revolutionary to find from an early Triassic.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess like the early people always want to find theropods, you know, can push that record back even further would probably be the best. But yeah, petrified forest would be like, find a dinosaur in petrified forest would be really neat.
That'd be very cool.
A theropod, yeah.
Cool. All right, we did T-Rex. We talked about potential locations to find really, really old dinos. Let's move on to behavior, because last week we had Dr. Dean Lomax, who wrote a book all about like fossils that have been discovered that show specific behaviors, right? Things like you mentioned the oviraptorid sitting on top of the fossil nest. So we know that this dinosaurs at least had some level of parental care, was brooding over this nest. I'm curious to know, and there's so many other examples of behavior, which we'll get into in a second. But for you, what would be a cool fossil for us to find that would elucidate something about like not just the animal and the way it looks, but its behavior. Something like sitting on top of a nest or like a mating display. Like what would you like? What would it be?
Yeah, I mean, when you say mating display, that would be great because we can't really tell male and female dinosaurs apart because we just don't have enough fossils. So we like don't really know which one's which. So that'd be cool if there was some way we could tell which one was which. And then like, you know, people always ask like, do they hunting? Do they hunt together? I mean, if you could find like a bunch of, you know, raptors together and they're like also killing, there's like one of them has like prey in its mouth and there's like other ones nearby, but you know, just the chances that gets kind of preserved in the moment is very rare. So, you know, that would be hard to find, but it'd be cool.
Because like last week it's right here, I'm gonna grab it. Literally on the cover of that book is the fighting dinosaurs fossil, which is a protoceratops and a velociraptor. And I never even thought like, what if instead of one velociraptor, this fossil was like 3 of them preying on it? And that would be pretty definitive evidence of like hunting in packs. That'd be amazing.
That would be really cool. And again, I know that like even just the fact that one exists is crazy. So I don't know, but you know, you can dream.
You can dream. In fact, we often dream here at Dino 101. Thank you for the segue. And that is, so we have a new poll, another poll. Kristina, I'm sorry, you made a weird face. So Kristina, I know that your favorite group of dinos are the long boys, obviously. So we talk a lot about sauropods, long neck, long-tailed dinos. So we were talking about speculative sauropod behavior that we might be able to find in the fossil record. So I'm going to open this poll now, and then I want to hear both of your thoughts. For which speculative sauropod behavior would you, fair audience, most love to see evidence for in the fossil record? Is it A, neck meat jousting, B, consumption of hallucinogenic plant stuffs, C, sex-like sexing, or D, attendance of a morally and contractually obligated after party?
Should I explain what sex likes are?
I think you might have to explain what all of these are.
Neck meat jousting.
Go ahead, Kristina, hit us with what a sex lake is.
Okay, a sex lake is, according to one paleontologist who somehow published a paper on this, must have been where huge sauropods had to have had sex with each other because otherwise they would have crushed each other's bones. So the buoyancy was provided by a lake that we have named the sex lake. There isn't much evidence for this, which we want, according to this poll right now with 58% of the vote. Neck meat, I think, deserves an explanation as well.
Yeah.
We all have it. Just grab it a little bit. We all have neck meat. So think about another sauropod feature, just that jiggly bit along that whole big long neck. Non-sauropods can have it too, but I think they have the most magnificent neck meat.
Shaena, we talk a lot about dank sauropod neck meat on this program. I don't know why, but we do.
Because neck meat is us, and we are.
We should mention there is an after party that is not at all sanctioned by Atlas Obscura whatsoever, but apparently everyone in the chat always, not even assumes, just declares that it is both morally and contractually obligated to go to the after party. Toby, I see you. You're right. It is. Some people might say it's morally and contractually obligated. I'm not going to say that. But a lot of you have voted that way. So here are our results from our poll.
Sex like sexin.
Yeah, evidence of sex like sexin. Shaena, would that upend the world of paleontology? What would happen? What would be the response?
I feel like the response would be positive generally, but I don't know if it would upend anything. I don't know. You know, I don't spend as much time thinking about this as some other people do. I probably, I know that like they found fish that were not, I guess, sex ocean. You know, they were doing it in the ocean and died. So.
Those are fish. We don't talk about fish here. They're dangerously close to sharks. And as we all know, sorry, I'm just going to throw shade at Jada. Also, as a segue, guess what? Shaena, it is time for everyone's second favorite game, a game that you, even though you're a returning champion, a twice returning champion, this is a relatively new game here on Dino 101. So let me bring our competitors to the fore. Kristina, if you find Jada, can you pin her? Because I only see Maynard. I'm going to bring Maynard here.
There's Jada.
Hi, Jade. There's Jada.
Hi.
All right. It is time for everyone's second favorite game. The name of this game is either Take Survivor or Opinion Dominion, depending on who you talk to. This whole game works by you guys having the strongest takes on 3 different questions I will ask you. I'm going to ask them. We're going to go around. You're going to have about 15 seconds to give us your strongest take on that question. And then the fair audience, your job is to vote out who had the weakest take. Remember, it's not necessarily who you agree with or disagree with. It's who brought it the weakest, whose take was the weakest. So for this first round, we're going to go in order from Shaena to Kristina to Maynard to Jada. Here we go. Round 1, Take Survivor. Our first question. Shaena, which is the best fieldwork food?
Okay, coffee. I mean, coffee. I mean, is it a food? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, did I go to Zabar's and get coffee and vacuum pack it and then fly it to Mongolia to then drink every morning in the Gobi Desert? Yeah, I did. And was it worth it? 100%. So, I mean, you can't beat coffee. You can also make oatmeal with coffee. So you can have double coffee every morning.
Why have I never thought of that?
I mean, is it good? It's good in the field. It is not good at home. That's my only thing.
It's a different
yeah,
place. All right. Shaena with coffee, something that many of us absolutely need to sustain ourselves. All right. Kristina, which is the best fieldwork food?
My favorite fieldwork food is cooked spaghetti in a bag. Go with me on this one. Cooked spaghetti in a bag. Your body needs carbohydrates to be powering through fieldwork. Your brain needs carbohydrates to be able to think about things. What is a direct hit? Carbohydrates. Cooked spaghetti in a bag. You know that it's great, and other people are going to look at it and be like, is that cooked spaghetti in a bag? They're not going to ask you to share. That fuel is yours and yours alone. Cooked spaghetti in a bag.
Cooked spaghetti in a bag.
Plastic clear bag.
And you eat it out of the bag, right?
Yeah, with your hands.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Maynard, which is the best fieldwork food?
This is tough, man. This is tough. Okay, I'm thinking we're in the field. This has to be about simplicity. It has to be about things like on the go, right? We all have all these. I'm gonna pull this is my field bag. Whatever is in this bag is what's the best fieldwork food because I keep snacks in here. So I figure snacks are the best item. And my snack of choice is Cliff Bar Blueberry Crisps. Cliff Bar Blueberry Crisps. This is the best fieldwork food right here because you have to think about simplicity. You have to be out something on the go, right? You don't have to put out utensils and cook. Nobody's got time for spaghetti when you're out on the field. You got to get something quick on the move, simple that you can bite. Got protein, got carbohydrates, and you can fit it into every single bag. I'm going with my Cliff Bar just because I have it right here.
Okay, not just a Cliff Bar, but a blueberry crisp.
Blueberry crisp has to be the blueberry crisp Cliff Bar, the hardest one to find.
Okay. We're now going to Jada, who is the only person whose field work is actually water work. You're not physically on a field. Anyway, Jada, what is the best aquatic field work food?
I have to go with a nice PB&J and a bag of chips. You know, it's classic. If you're allergic to peanut butter, you know, you can pick a different sandwich, but my go-to is PB&J and a bag of chips. Like, you can't go wrong with that. It's nostalgic, it's delicious, it's simple. All you need is a little bit of hand sanitizer, and like, you don't have to get your hands super dirty with your food and everything. So it's simple, it's practical, it's delicious, and it is essential for field work.
Quick question, what kind of chips?
I'll go, you know what? It's either going to be hot Cheetos or it's going to be Cool Ranch Doritos.
Oh God, those are strong choices. All right, so Shaena believes that coffee, specifically from Zabar's, is the best fieldwork food. Kristina's going with cooked spaghetti you eat right out of the bag. Maynard, the blueberry crisp Cliff Bar, and Jada, PB&J with 2 type of chips options. I'm not even gonna fucking repeat because they are awful. I'm sorry, Jada. I love you.
Pick your own chips then. I'm not choosing your chips for you.
Okay, that's fair. Here we go. This is round 1. Remember, friends, you are voting for who's gotta go, who had the weakest take in the first round of Take Survivor. Please vote now. Who's gotta go? Oh boy, this is the most nervous part. Oh, Maynard, people do not like, I love Cliff Bars. Wow, I didn't see this coming.
Blueberry crisp.
Blueberry crisp.
I wonder if it was because you went with blueberry crisp specifically.
Well, I mean, the right answer is always Cinnabon, but you know, I can't say Cinnabon for everything.
Jojo said that in the chat. She was like, it's gonna be Cinnabon for me.
Yeah, a bunch of people in the chat were like, but Cinnabon.
Cinnabon is the right answer, but you're not gonna get Cinnabon out in the field. You can't just store it out. I'm just thinking about simplicity.
Right, and people eat more than one thing traditionally. So
that is also true. All right, we have 88% of the vote in. It looks like this is all right. I'm gonna end it. Sorry, I'm getting the next poll ready because I never know who's gonna win these things. All right, here we go. I'm ending and sharing this poll. Maynard, I'm sorry, but apparently we don't have any Cliff Bar fans here.
No
Any
Cliff
final
Bar.
words before we boot you out?
Well, I guess I should have said Cinnabon. Maybe I would have made it to the next round next time.
You branded yourself as a huge Cinnabon stan. I think you gotta ride that out. All right, man. Thank you. I'm sorry, but you are our first person to be booted out. Take Survivor. All right, round 2. Here we go. We are down to the 3 women. You guys, you ladies, here's our second question. And we're going to go this time in order, reverse order. We're going to go Jada, Kristina, then Shaena. Question 2. Which is your favorite conspiracy theory? Not necessarily like the best or the most accurate, just your favorite to think about. Which is your favorite conspiracy theory? Jada, hit us.
Okay, my favorite conspiracy theory is something that I have kind of like created in my own mind, and many other women have come to this conclusion as well. My favorite conspiracy theory is that the designing of women's pants is fueled by the purse industry. Why the hell else do we not have any pockets ever? Because they need us to buy purses. And it is so frustrating. You know what? If I could just wear men's cargo shorts all the time and be socially acceptable, I'd fucking do it. But I can't because people will yell at me. Anyway, women's pants are designed by the purse industry and I'm pissed about it. That's my conspiracy theory.
Wow. People in the chat love that answer. That's going to be hard to top. Kristina, which is your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh man, the one I interact with other than my smidgens of pockets on a daily basis is the idea of a flat earth. I hear this question almost every day, to be honest with you, from students who have heard it from a fucking basketball player that the earth is actually flat. And I think it's fascinating how somebody who has influence over people can say one thing and that's what sticks in their brain, even if it just all of the evidence is to the contrary. And I think that speaks to people's desire for a community. You look up any flat earth society in any city in the United States, people are looking for people who are like them and think similarly and want to feel like, man, I am on the outside. I want to find others to hold my hands around the outside. And so it gets tons of traction.
You're talking about Dino 101, right? Like wanting to find a community that is nerding out in the same way you are, right? That's Dino 101 as well.
Right. Look around. We're all around people who are like dinos. That makes sense.
All right, KG. I don't think anyone knows that I call you KG, at least in my brain. But anyway, so you're going flat earth. All right, Shaena, favorite conspiracy theory?
Well, I was going to say Bigfoot, which I'm still going to say, but I can't beat pocket. I mean, the pocket thing, I'm like, oh, I'm sitting here like she got me. But I think Bigfoot's my favorite because it's like, I'm pretty hard to convince, but I'm like pretty sure Bigfoot's real. So that's, that's like one that I'm like, I don't know. I really think that there's something out there. And there's a few reasons why. One, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, can't explain what they are. And I can't think of what else it would be. And there's so many stories from Indigenous and First Nations people that are very consistent. And I'm like, it just, if they've accepted it, they know that it's out there. So I feel like I got to get on their page because I feel like Bigfoot's out there in, Washington, in Oregon, in Canada.
I like that you came with some like first person accounts. You're backing your take up with some like in situ observations. Kristina, you went with flat earth. We all love a good flat earth conspiracy. Jada claiming that pants are literally in the pocket of Big Purse. So I'm curious to know, you guys, remember you were voting for who's got to go, who had the weakest take in round 2 of Opinion Dominion. Please vote now. I can't imagine Jada's going to get booted. For the weakest take, oh boy, it's neck and neck. Only a couple votes for Jada. A couple votes.
Getting owned right now.
Close.
I think we have some Big Purse employees here.
True. This episode of Dino 101 is sponsored by Big Purse.
You know what? We're in it for that dollar.
Carol said the votes for me are all men.
All right. We have 89% of the vote in. Any last votes? Get us up to 91%. All right, we did it. Shaena, you had a good take. I believe Bigfoot is a very fun conspiracy theory, but you have been voted off. Do you have any final words before I boot you off for a second before I bring you back
I
off?
think everybody knows the Bigfoot's real, so they said it's not that spicy of a take. That's why. That's
Okay.
my
Yep.
mind.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. All right, here we go. Shaena, we'll bring you. Oh, I just saw your cat. You have a new cat. I love it. We're gonna have to. We'll say hi in a little bit.
I'll get him back here.
Okay, so we are down. So Kristina and Jada for our final round of Take Survivor / Opinion Dominion. We're gonna see who is going to be our champion. This is it. This is our last question. Here we go. I'm glad that we're doing this. Who is the best actual DILF? Actual dad I'd like to fuck. Who is your go-to DILF? We're gonna go Kristina, then Jada. Kristina, hit us with your favorite DILF.
All right, everyone. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you should, and you're about to. Drop a hell yeah in the chat if you have played the game called Dream Daddy. It is a dad dating simulator where you are a new daddy in town and have your pick of the daddies who live there.
That's real?
Yes. Yes. And if you don't play this game, you should, because you and your adorable daughter have suffered a tragic loss of your previous partner and need to find a new daddy. And these are who you have to choose from. I'm sorry, I couldn't pick one of these DILFs.
So all of these. So this whole set is your favorite DILF.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Interesting, strong take. It is called what again?
Dream Daddy.
Dream Daddy. We're all just looking for our dream daddy. All right. Kristina, not a take I was expecting. I love it though. Jada, who's your ideal DILF?
My ideal DILF is, maybe this is just because I'm on a Marvel kick, but I have to go with Robert Downey Jr. And I have to say this for a lot of different reasons. Okay. So first of all, he's incredibly handsome, right? He's gorgeous. He really is. He's fucking loaded. That's another plus right there. Okay. Mama told me to marry rich. That's the plan, right? But also, he literally built himself from the ground up. Like, he didn't come from much. He had like all kinds of like, you know, substance abuse issues, and he worked through it and built himself up to the top. And now he's like the world's most famous DILF. Like, I don't really know what else to tell you. Like, I want to fuck the world's most famous DILF. So Robert Downey Jr.
I would argue that he's not necessarily the world's most famous DILF, but
he's up there.
He's up there. He's up there. There's a few. Maynard, I know, wanted to go with The Rock. Shaena had Idris Elba. Like, these are both very good takes, but there can only be one Take Survivor champion. So I'm about to open this poll. Remember, in this poll, you're not voting for who should leave. You're voting for our champion tonight. Who is going to be our Take Survivor champion for this evening? Is it Jada with Robert Downey Jr. or Kristina with this whole set of dream daddies? That might be cheating. You pick multiple people, but they're all cartoons, so whatever. Here we go. Rules don't matter. We make this up as we go. Who is your Take Survivor champion? Is it Kristina or Jada? Please vote now. Shaena, I'm going to ask you, since you're not part of this anymore. Who are you voting for?
I mean, I don't think I can vote, but I was going to vote for Kristina. Okay. I was right neck and neck, but Dream Daddies I can't pass it up.
Look at them. There's Academic Daddy. There's Bad Boy Daddy. There's Goth Daddy.
You found a loophole where you've picked multiple daddies, but
yeah.
I just wanted to add very quickly that you did say actual daddy, and all of these are fake. But
yeah, never mind, Jada. She respected the rules.
Wow. Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to bend the rules to win a vote. Fake news. Kristina, it looks like you have won with 71% of the vote. You have a mandate you have a daddy mandate. Jada, do you have any final words before I boot you?
Yeah, Chris Evans, if you're watching, I'm moving to Massachusetts soon, so hit me up.
Okay. Kristina, how do you feel about winning this round of Take Survivor?
I didn't think that Dream Daddy would get me this far in life. But look at me now, Mom.
Look at you now, Mom. All right. It is 9:50. We have a few more minutes. So we have one more speculative thing to talk about. I'm going to take a drink to that. And then, sweet audience, you guys, we're going to turn it over to you for a hot second, but we're going to get to that in a second. So, Shaena, you specifically brought this up as something that we should talk about. We all know it. Well, hold on. That's not what you need to be seeing right now. Let me get rid of that. We all know it. Oh, I forgot also, remember, we're contractually obligated to show this every week.
Oh.
Shaena, if you haven't seen this, this is an incredibly scientifically accurate depiction of sauropods mating in a sauropod sex lake with somewhat speculative, whatever gear that is. What do we call it? Snoods? Snorkel. That's the word. Snoods. Snoods. Those are not snoods. Shaena, have you ever seen this in a paleontological textbook?
No.
No? Okay, cool. The last animal, we only have a few, so here we go. Spinosaurus, obviously. We've been speculating about this animal forever, and the evolution of the way that we've depicted it has also changed. And so at this point, we're into kind of like newt, stork, spent most of the time in water, swimming around kind of guy. So I'm curious, Shaena, can you give us the quick, what do we know at this point about Spinosaurus? And what do you speculate we may find and learn as we continue to learn more about this animal?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we're in the golden age of Spinosaurus right now.
We are.
I mean, there's been so much material found in Morocco that, we now have a good idea of what most of the animal looked like from head now to tail. The tail was a new thing. I mean, we had thought that Spinosaurus, lived by the water, probably fed on fish, and kind of guessed that from the teeth. The way that the teeth looked is a good indicator that fish-eating animals have similar teeth, which is unique for a dinosaur, because you're like, well, most of them probably didn't eat fish or live close to the ocean. So, you can tell that from the teeth. But then the tail, that was new. So that was newly discovered and written about for the first time last year. It was found in Morocco, and it was like a full-on paddle tail. And all the reconstructions have been drawn with kind of an average theropod tail that tapered out, but it was actually much more like an oar kind of paddle tail that looks like an eel sort of thing, big and flat. So that means that it probably did swim, at least in shallow, maybe shallower water, not talking about paddling way out far into the ocean. But so that's kind of wild. I mean, that would be the only semi-aquatic dinosaur that's ever been discovered. So,
yeah. Well, that's my question though. So based on its teeth, the shape of its skull, and the little hole depressions in the skull that probably were pressure sensors similar to modern crocodiles or alligators, plus the shape of the tail that's newt-like, probably from moving water side to side. I'm curious, I'm really leaning into the speculate. Could you speculate what else could we find that would give us even more of a reason to say, absolutely, this thing spent a ton of time in water? What else could we possibly find?
Yeah, at this point, it's what other information do you want? I guess if you could find some sort of skin, if there's any skin impressions, maybe something, I would think in my head, something would be different about the hands or feet. And so, but you kind of need to see the soft tissue for that. So that, if we could somehow get. Well,
could we find webbing in the toes or something?
Maybe there would be some indication that there was more fleshy between the fingers, made it easier to paddle or something like that. But
love that. I love that it seems like every month new info comes out about Spinosaurus, which just renders everything prior completely inaccurate.
I know. It's great. It's really, you gotta love paleontology for that.
Gotta love it. All right. Oh, Kristina, wait, it looked like you're about to say something.
I was just agreeing that you simply must love paleontology.
Simply must. Simply. All right, here's what we're going to do. We've been speculating about some different behaviors, some maybe potential fossil finds that can inform things a little bit more than we already know. But we want to get into some wild speculation. I'm going to keep drinking because I keep saying that. And we need your help for this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take about 5 minutes. And what I want you guys to do in the chat is drop the name. So a name and then a hyphen and 1 to 2 sentences describing your speculative dinosaur that we have not found. So I said this earlier, a Spinobrontothere. Maybe it's a brontosaurus that has a spine like a Spinosaurus. So Spinobrontothere hyphen, give me a sentence or two to describe it. Because if you drop this, then what Kristina, Shaena, and I are going to do is give you our rating 1 to 5 on how creative you've been, but also 1 to 5 on how actually scientifically plausible the thing you come up with is. So take a couple moments, maybe take a drink if you need it. Drop the name, hyphen, and then just a sentence or so describing what the hell this thing looks like, what's a mashup of, and then we will probably roast you. Frankly, we'll probably end up roasting you. We'll see how it goes.
But it's not how you get people to participate in a chat.
Right?
We will.
Kristina, Liz just said, could you repeat the assignment? Can you repeat it in your words? Maybe people understand it better.
Yes, so you're going to add a name and a speculative dino that has not yet been found to the chat. So you'll come up with a name and describe some features that it might have. So I was adding an example to the chat. The name I came up with was Spinobrontodontus. It has a big fin on its back, a long neck, and enormous teeth.
Okay, so I love that you guys were already getting some. Let's just jump right in. So first and foremost, we have Felinosaurus. Shane, I'm going to ask you first for how plausible this might be. Felinosaurus, a furry dino with cute cat whiskers.
I don't know. Whiskers are very mammal, so I don't think it's likely, but is it adorable? Absolutely. Did I try to get my cat in here to look at the screen to why we did this? He screamed at me, so it's not happening.
Okay, so Kristina, I'm going to ask you for the actual numbers. Felinosaurus, 0 to 5 creativity.
I'm looking, can you repeat a furry dino with cute cat whiskers? Okay, I think in plausibility, I'm going to give you 3 out of 5. That's the kind of thing that might degrade in the fossil record, whiskers. Okay. We don't know that they didn't have them.
Okay.
And
creativity now.
They might be helpful for getting around the world. 3 out of 5 for creativity. You have a cat in your house. Maybe it could be a dino. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. You guys, you're crushing right now. We're not going to be able to get to all of these. If you guys, and by you guys, I mean Kristina or Shaena, if you see one you want to bring up, just bring it up. Since Jane is probably feeling bad for losing, she wrote gustosaurus, the largest sauropod, 200 feet tall and 20 tons. Wait, 20 tons is not the largest sauropod. 90% of it is neck meat, and the other 10% is dick neck. I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? I'm not sure.
I think it's speaking to both the length and the girth of the neck.
Sure. I like Daniel's though. Protozinosaurus. I like the name. This is a dog-sized therizinosaur. Oh, I like this. A dog-sized therizinosaur. It's got long claws proportional to its body, and it's about the size of garden shears. So, Shaena, Therizinosaurus is like a large dinosaur. Have we found any therizinosaurs that are dog-sized?
No. And I would like that one because I brought that up. I wanted to talk about Therizinosaurus, but I didn't have the chance. So
let's do it.
I like this one. It seems probable.
Okay. Like 5 out of 5 probable? 4 out of 5 probable?
Give it a 5 out of 5. Why not?
Wow. I love that. For creativity, Kristina, what's our creativity grade there?
Our creativity, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. We took some existing elements and put them together in a very fun Frankenstein of an animal.
Okay. Are there any others either of you guys see in the chat right now that we absolutely have to talk about? I think we should hit like 3 more for sure.
Well, first of all, gustosauratops, a dinosaur for drinking games. Happy birthday, Kate.
You guys are really focusing on the names. Toby, all D's Nutosaurus. Really? Okay.
I also see Dilfosaurus, a dom-savvy dinosaur that respects your boundaries, takes out the trash, and supports your female energy. Also a stay-at-home dad. That's a 5 out of 5 dream daddy.
Okay. I love Amanda. Well, Amanda, I love you. I love what you wrote here. You wrote osteosauropod. So a dino, like a sauropod dinosaur body with spinal osteoderms. So I'm thinking like Saltosaurus, like some sauropods had osteoderms. Bony plates embedded in the skin. But these are not regular osteoderms. These are solar panel osteoderms that power its bioluminescence during the night. We have not talked about bioluminescent dinosaurs. Shaena, what do you think?
There's a lot of different types of bioluminescence, so it could happen. So I'm gonna say it's like, especially if it's the kind that you like shine a light on them and they glow. Like everything does that. We're finding out now, like platypus and everything. So why not?
Why not? Kristina, out of 5, what do you think? Creativity.
A 5 out of 5 creativity score.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
I see
the other ones you want to bring up before I start bringing some random ones up.
Luke added graciliceratops. That's a callback. Standing at 1.88 meters high, found first in Melbourne, then Cleveland, then Boston, then Brooklyn. Runs off cliffs in an attempt to find the edge of the flat world. That one went extinct real quick.
Is that exactly how tall Kyrie Irving is? Is that what that is about?
That
Maybe?
sounds reasonable.
Boo.
It's succinct boo.
These are real good. All right. Let's do a couple more quickly.
Texasaurus, a surprise sauropod. Oh, I love that. Bigger than Patagotitan. Ooh, found in Texas, so that we can really say everything is bigger in Texas. So like Patagotitan, but just zoomed in.
Okay. I like Ryan's here, Swankylosaurus. It's adorned with spikes, but it would attach plants to itself using its prehensile tail, and you'd use those plants for camouflage. So it's basically covering itself with camo. So it's both spiked and armored and camouflaged. All right. I like the creativity there. I'm gonna give that 4 out of 5 out of creativity. Shaena, what is our plausibility score?
5 out of 5. I love it.
Love it. All right.
Yeah, maybe 4. Prehensile, maybe not. Okay.
All right. Kristina, why don't we take 2 to 3 questions, like legit questions,
Perfect.
of Shaena, the actual paleontologist, before we get into our paleo art gallery.
We sure do have questions. Shaena, what would be your dream fossil find?
Oh, wow. I've been lucky enough to go to Mongolia and look for fossils there, which are like some of the best fossils in the world. So I always like to find dinosaur eggs. So I've never found an egg with like a embryo in it. I just would like to find that.
That would be so cool. A moment in time.
Super cool.
Last Dino 101, an audience member remembered that you had a trilobite that you got from, in quotations, upstate New York. Where did you find it? Was it at the Penn-Dixie site, which I'm
yeah,
as well.
Has it right there, doesn't she?
Right there.
And I'm in a different apartment now too, so I always have it close. I don't know. I have a bag with the locality information on it. It was on a field trip with the Paleontological Research Institute, though, PRI, for Cornell. So I can find it for you, I'm sure, if you want to go.
Right on. And if you are fossil hunting folks, which if you are in the Zoom room, you
see if you can see it.
Just might be, you might love visiting the Penn-Dixie Fossil Park in upstate New York near Buffalo. It's just a big open pit, and you can find tons and tons of marine invertebrates, and you can just put them in a bucket and take them home. So check it out. What are the chances of finding early Paleocene non-avian dinosaurs? So like the initial survivors who would eventually die out.
Yeah, that's a good question, because it's like technically they probably did exist, like they did for time after the extinction event, after the asteroid impact. But the way we define the time period is like that they're dead already. So like by definition, it's like they're probably not going to be alive then. But I mean, they probably did survive for a little while. But are we going to find it? I don't know. There's been some instances where people say they did, but it was very like reworked, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like it was kind of like they had just died and it kind of got brought up into like new rock that then formed. So it's just like right at that moment, but probably not for too long, honestly.
And last question I have is, tonight's been about speculative dinos that we would like to find, but I see the sips happening. Good job. What is your most favorite or the most connected to that you feel fossil that you have found?
Oh, that I feel the most connected to? Yeah, I guess that I found, I mean, I did a lot of my dissertation work on eggshells, so I did find some dinosaur eggs in Mongolia, so I'm always like a big fan of dinosaur eggs. The first fossil I ever found was a crocodile vertebrae though, so it always holds a special place in my heart, in Wyoming.
So cool. The closest that most of us will get is dinosaur egg oatmeal. So
yeah, it's pretty cool, I gotta say.
No, I'm gonna make dinosaur egg coffee oatmeal now.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sorry
yeah. Layers on layers.
All right, you guys ready for our paleo art gallery? Shaena, are you ready to pick the official paleo art rendition of Sri Devi?
Yeah, I'm excited. Everyone is such a great artist. I'm always surprised how good they are, so I'm excited.
All right, I'm gonna remove our pins and bring up our friends here. So we'll start with someone who lost. I'm sorry. Take Survivor. Jada, let's see your Wakanda forever. Okay, get that closer.
Hold on, Dustin, you need to actually pin Jada.
I thought I did pin Jada.
No,
I did.
I
I
see
hit
your
pin
face.
Jada.
I got it.
Can you guys see Jada? Why does it got pay? Is it an Orthodox Jewish Sri Devi? What's happening?
No, her name is Shuri, like Shuri from Black Panther.
Oh,
Shuri Devi. Thank you.
nice. Okay, I see what you did there. Okay, not bad, not bad. We're gonna go to Michael Baharo now. Wow. Okay, multiple arms. Shaena, do we have evidence for this type of thing happening?
I can't see. Oh, there we go. What the? Yeah, that's awesome. That's really good. No, but I really like that. This is very cool. Like you were using the source material.
Yeah, scientifically accurate. We're gonna go to Amanda now. Okay, Amanda. Ooh, we got feathers on this one. We didn't talk about that. Do we have evidence for feathers in Sri Devi, or do we just make that assumption because it's Dromaeosaur?
I've just made that assumption, but it's pretty closely, it's actually very closely related to Velociraptor, so it probably did have feathers.
Nice. I like that we see a sea of blood, we see a dice of fate into it.
Cool.
Into it. I like this one a lot.
And I love its face. It looks ferocious.
Yeah, that's great.
Ooh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh wow, I love the details here and the movement.
You have to send me that picture because I gotta show the other guys because they're gonna love that.
Yeah. Reminder to please, you guys, upload these on Twitter and Instagram, tag myself, Kristina, Shaena, Atlas, Kristina, drop the links in the chat, or the handles in the chat at least. Yeah, this one is great. Per usual, Ryan always crushing. Amanda, is that a drawing, Amanda? Or are you holding a drink? I can't tell what you're holding. That's the drink. She's like, no, this is not a drawing. Okay, never mind. All right, Kat, all the way from Australia, all the way from Melbourne. Oh, I like it's coming out of a giant.
That's adorable.
Okay.
Coming out of his egg. He's been doing just fine.
Yep.
That's adorable.
That's good. I like it. I feel like you could have fit like 4 more dinosaurs in that same egg. Why not? Why not? All right, who else we got? We're going to Vanessa now. Oh,
Just a
Oh, that's so funny. That's really freaking cute, I gotta say.
I'm having a hard time identifying what that other animal is. Is it a horse? No. Is it a pig? No. Someone help me out here. What do you guys think? Jada thinks it's
Liz, John, donkey, sauropod, mom, donkey. Add to the chat for us, Vanessa.
Vanessa, please write in the chat what that animal is, because no one really knows. Okay, she's gonna write it. We'll see if people agree that it actually is that, because that is
John.
A penis donkey. It's a mule.
A mule.
Okay.
Sorry, Vanessa.
All right, that's pretty good. I like that.
You're just ignorant.
Gambling flayed human flesh for the dice of fortune. That's incredible. I can't believe you just did that. Oh my god. Oh no. That's amazing.
Richard, what is that? What is this right here?
What is that? Is it a donkey?
That's awesome.
Is it a mule? Yay!
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
That is
wearable paleo art.
Okay, I like this a lot. All right, we're going to Liz. Hey, Shaena, check this out. We got some needlepoint.
Wow, that's so cute. You guys are amazing. That's beautiful. I love that.
Really good. Really good. I'm here for that.
Put on a little shirt or something. It's so cute.
Yeah,
I want feathery hands.
Stephanie, hold that up. I like the coloration here.
Ruby throated Sri Devi. Por qué no?
That's very cool. I like the color idea. Why not? Rainbow. It could be rainbow. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Speculative. Drink.
Ay.
Not a drink. Well, that's awesome.
Oh, it's a see-through boy.
I like how it fades from like a fossil into actual skin and bones.
That is so cool.
And feathers. Yeah.
Everyone has to tag me on Twitter because I gotta show the other authors.
Yeah, please tag all of us. These are great. I love these. Wow. Oh, here's another great one. This one, some good feathers here.
Oh, that's great.
Surfing on a sea of blood.
That's really awesome.
Yep.
That's incredible. These are so, I'm not good at drawing like
Ooh, a
this.
digital one. I like this.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Good
Oh,
sickle claws.
Katie.
Very good sickle claws.
Thank you, Katie.
You need to wake up. Just going to share this right quick because I don't know what's happening here.
Thank you, Noah. That's so funny.
Explosion. That's very good.
Cool girls walk away from explosions.
Love.
Oh yeah.
It. Per usual, we got our Post-it note artiste. Look at this.
Oh wow, that's so cute. Love that.
Yeah. Oh, I love the extra tail floof.
Yeah. Do we have any evidence for a Pygo style in Sri Devi?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I did think about it for a second. I
You forgot. It's been a minute. Ooh, look at this one.
Oh,
Wow.
coming
Oh, I
at
like
ya.
Professional. That's very
That's
cool.
very good. This is very good. You guys,
Great.
very impressive. Lots of colors. We're gonna go to one with a little less color, but more going on here.
You come in dice lead the way I tried.
Are those? I see two sauropods in the section.
Oh, there they are.
Oh.
Yep. Well done. That's a nice touch. That will get you many bonus points. Love that. Well done, Luke. I like that a lot. All right, we're going to JoJo.
A sexy blood.
Is that a painting in a museum? Okay.
Very meta. Interesting.
It is very meta. I like.
It does belong in a museum.
Yep. We're going to Paul next. Ooh.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Looks like a
I like
little
the white.
little
We don't see enough like goose white dinos. It's a good depiction into that. We're going to Erica next. Feathers and fashion. Hell yeah. Oh, those colors are great.
Oh, cool. I love that. I love the eye area. It's very
Oh,
cool.
yeah. Sri Devi, look back at it.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. There's a lot happening here.
This one has a dream daddy.
Big
Sponsored by Big Purse.
purse.
Oh boy.
Dinosaurs have problems just like us. No pockets.
Buckets.
0 pockets. I think that is all. That is our entire gallery. I'm going to bring all of our friends back. Kristina, hi. I'm going to add you. If you can add Shaena. Where'd Shaena go? I lost Shaena. Someone, can you add Shaena? You find Shaena?
I will. Yeah. It's
Find Shaena. Add
you know, Zoom, this whole Zoom thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we've only been doing it for like a year. All right, you guys, we're a little over time per usual, whatever. Final thoughts before we go to the not morally or contractually obligated after party. This has been a ton of fun. Shaena, thank you for joining us to talk all about our favorite speculative DILFs. And we'll drink one more time. Shaena, do you have any final thoughts, final words before we bid you adieu?
Keep dreaming. You guys have a better imagination than I do, so keep drawing. That's the key. The future of paleontology is in the artwork, I think. You know, getting people interested via incredible artwork. So you're doing great.
Speaking of art, wait a minute. Our resident paleo art, graphic design paleo artist, apparently M has art. M, I missed you. Where are, Kristina, if you, oh, here we go. I got it. Hold on. Let me just add the spotlight. M digitally. Okay. I like this. I like the colors. Shaena, how do you feel about the colors here?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I really like the colors. I like the little eye, the white, the contrast between the white and the yellow. I love that. That's very, very good.
M is our resident graphic designer. Graphic design is her passion. Em, I can't believe I almost missed you. Thank you for being here. We love you so much. Okay. Shaena, thank you for being here. Kristina, do you have any final words?
Never stop digging, stay imaginative. We all are here because we were dino kids who are like, wouldn't it be crazy like if it had wings and then like a spike on its head? Keep doing that. Put your spaghetti in a bag, get in the field and find a fossil.
Do it. Just do it. You guys, again, this is our third to last Dino 101 ever. Next week is our second to last Dino 101 ever with the one and only Maynard Okay. Maynard, you are going to be our master of ceremony. I'm going to bring you, hold on. I got to bring you to the screen for a hot second.
I got it.
You got it. Okay. Maynard, you are going to be our master of ceremonies next week for our dinosaur. Where'd he go? He disappeared.
I got it.
I'm here.
There he is. You're going to be our master of ceremonies because you are you are the guy.
I'm the hip hop MD.
I have to be master of ceremonies for our Dino prom. We're gonna elect the Dino prom court. You're gonna DJ. I think it's gonna be great. I'm stoked.
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 1,000,000,000, how excited are you, Maynard?
I am hyped. This is the second to last Dino 101. So that means that all of you need to be there. We're going to have music. We're going to have prom. We might dress up. Who knows? Who knows what Dustin might be wearing? Who knows how spiffy I might be looking next week for prom? And we're going to show our love for dinosaurs. So make sure you're all there. It's going to be hyped.
That's how you sell a show. I love it. You guys, this has been great. Again, it feels a little bittersweet because we're almost done here. Kristina, do you have any last words before we throw to the totally not mandatory after party?
For the prom next week, definitely dress up. Who knows what we'll be wearing or not.
Or not wearing. Wes, good point. Good point. All right, friends. If you want to come to the after party, which again, according to myself, Kristina Atlas Obscura is not at all mandatory, but according to the chat, is absolutely morally and contractually obligated. Slide into my DMs if you do not have the link. Send me a message on Twitter or Instagram. I will send you the link for the Dino after party. It's the same link if you have it from previously. But for now, I don't care if you're searching for dinosaurs, asking questions, or apparently just using your hand to deep dig down into your Ziploc bag of cooked spaghetti at your field site. Never stop digging. I love all of you, but not as much as dinosaurs. I'll see you in the morally and contractually obligated dinosaur after party in 5 minutes. Bye, everybody.